If you own a business and you're in the blue collar world, I do not think that you have one reason for an excuse to say, oh, text me back and let me know if you still need me in a week. No, there's no excuse to run your business that way. Absolutely none. Hello, and welcome back to the podcast. Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it. So today I am going to talk to the blue collar world, the construction world, the trades world, anybody that has a blue collar and they are a business owner. So if you are blue collar and you're a business owner, listen up, turn up the volume, make it go slow. I don't care. I want you to hear this message and I want to share a little bit of advice for you, okay? Just a couple of days ago from the time of this recording, we had major tornadoes go through North Dakota, which is very abnormal for us. So it was bad. Tornadoes, high winds. It was like 2 days in a row. We're supposed to get some more as the week progresses. It's good stuff. There are people, my son owns a little handyman type business where he builds fences and he puts cabinets in and he'll do just about anything. And so he's busy. People are saying, hey, I got trees to clean up, or I have a fence that I need built, or we got windows that need replacing or whatever, because we had major hail. With the tornadoes comes hail. Siding needs to be replaced. These type of guys are going to be so busy. So we had some trees go down. And it was obviously we, live on a farm and we have a tractor and all the stuff, but these trees were massive. And we do not have the equipment to just haul them away because they're big. We could call the neighbor, we could do all the things, I know. But I messaged the tree guy. Because we have a tree guy that came and took a couple trees down last year because we're like, oh man, if there's ever high winds, these are going to end up on the house. So we have this guy that came and I messaged him again and I said, hey, we've got some trees down. Here's some pictures. Would love for you guys to be able to come out, clean these up, mulch them, whatever. He responded to me and said, we're busy with damage for the next week. Text me back at the end of the week to see if we can fit you in. What? Like, we're not talking about a company that just started their business a day ago. I've used these guys for probably over a decade for tree cleanup for me. Stump grinding, whatever. And I'm like, why am I your secretary? Why am I following up to text with you? Do you know how to make a list? So you can say, hey, Mary Jo texted me and she needs trees cleaned up. So we'll check back in with her to make sure somebody else didn't get to those trees. But we're going to put her on the list. Nope. Apparently there's no list. And apparently the fact that I'm a repeat customer does not matter either. And I'm not going to call somebody else, even though they don't have a list and it's driving me insane. I'm not going to call somebody else because I know that they do a good job. I know that they're reasonably priced. And clearly they're reasonably priced because they don't hire a secretary. So here's my advice. If you have a blue collar business that you are busy, HVAC, electrical, whatever that might be, hire yourself a secretary. That should be your number one hire. And I think I talked about this just not that long ago in podcasts. And clearly, I'm talking about it again because it drives me nuts. So when I did not have a secretary right away, right? You can't afford one right away. You got to establish your business. I get this. But the first person I hired was a secretary. My income tripled that year that I hired that secretary because I was able to focus more on working and doing what I was good at, and somebody else was getting clients through the system. And so as a blue collar industry, what I see is jobs aren't scheduled. Communication sucks. We don't have a list. We don't have organization of jobs. oh, we got rained out today. Well, you know what? Susie needs this little job done inside. And so we can go do that job inside. There's zero lack of communication. I don't know when contractor X is going to get to me because there's no communication. And even if you don't have a blue collar business, any business needs communication. And so if we want to be successful and you want to scale your business, or maybe you're like, geez, I work 60 hours a week or 70 hours a week. Yeah, because here, think about this. I need a fence built. So you're going to go out and bid the fence, which you need to do because you're the guy building it, right? You're going to go out, bid the fence, and then you're going to come home and do paperwork to write up that bid. Some big companies have somebody that bids the job. They have somebody that sends the estimate, typically the same guy that bids the job. They have somebody that answers the phone. That same person is most likely managing everything, probably posting stuff on social media, marketing their business, helping with that kind of stuff so that they have more business. It was funny because I had someone say to me, I said, oh yeah, X business in town is always posting on Facebook. And this person said, yeah, they must not have enough work because they're always recommending themselves. And I said, no, that's not the case. Just ran into this person at Menards, and that person said, oh yeah, we've got like 6 employees. So he's constantly posting on Facebook and saying, hey, I can do this job for you because he keeps adding contractors and he's able to do more jobs. He's not a one-man show. He's expanding his business. And you don't need to expand your business. It's okay if you don't want to, but is it really that hard to have one employee? My HVAC guy, I said, hey, I need you to go to this rental property of ours and I need you to look at the air conditioner unit. So 3 days go by. I have not heard from him. Again, I use him all the time. Wonderful guy. Haven't heard from him. And I thought, well, I know he's super busy. It's 100 degrees outside. People's air conditioning is going down. So I messaged him about 3 days later and said, hey, just making sure you got my message because I can see in my text messages he hasn't even read it. So he's like, oh yeah, I got it. I was just busy. And he goes, but I'm going to have to wait till it gets hot to go over there again. Fantastic. I know I'll be taken care of because this is how he operates. So I get a bill for his time going over there. And I was like, oh, didn't even know he was there. He never told me he was there. Didn't even report the problem. And so I messaged my daughter, who's the tenant, and I'm like, oh, what was wrong with your air conditioner? And she told me what was wrong with it. And I'm like, oh, okay, good to know. But he doesn't communicate because he doesn't have anybody managing his stuff. It's just him and another guy. So he's doing everything on the cheap, which is fine. But you know what? I don't hire him because he's cheap. I hire him because he's good. And if he had to charge me a little bit more per job and I had better communication, that would be fantastic. Because I refer him to people, but I don't refer him to people that I know are going to need a lot of communication or get frustrated because he doesn't answer right away. That I'm going to know your audience and I'm not going to refer people. So if you own a business and you're in the blue collar world, I do not think that you have one reason for an excuse to say, oh, text me back and let me know if you still need me in a week. No, there's no excuse to run your business that way. Absolutely none. None. Hire somebody because you will actually make more money because that person will pay for themselves. They'll pay for themselves. You may not even have to charge more per job because you'll get more jobs done. I don't know why we think that it is okay. It is not any different than going to the doctor and the doctor is running a half an hour or an hour late and they think, well, I'm a doctor. That's just how it goes. I'm a lawyer. That's just how it goes. No, it's not. There is no excuse for that. I was going to a nurse practitioner. She was always a half an hour late. If I was her first appointment in the day, she was 15 minutes to a half an hour late. Her first appointment. If I was at the end of the day, she was an hour late. Guess what? I quit going and I quit referring people to her. She's amazing at what she does, but she absolutely has no time management. And I do not have the luxury of just sitting around and waiting for an hour. Why do I need to take a half a day off of work? Because I need to go to a doctor's appointment. That's ridiculous. The blue collar industry does not have any excuse. Now, if I'm a plumber and I get into a plumbing job and it's taking me longer, great. Then my secretary can call and say, hey, you know what, Mary Jo? He's on a job site that a bunch of stuff went wrong and he's either going to be late or he's going to have to reschedule. Fantastic. Not a problem at all. Let's just get him rescheduled or he can come late. It's not a big deal. But my plumber, who I also love, shows up at my house while I'm out of town and says, hey, I can put that new spigot in for you. Well, he left here before I even got the text message because I was in meetings to give him the code to get in the house. So, now he's got to come back. He just wasted his time driving 20 minutes out of town. That was an entire hour waste for him because he didn't plan accordingly to say, hey, I'm coming tomorrow. Here's everything I need. It was, no, I can go do it right now. Again, a smaller company. If big companies are big, it's because they understand how to manage their time. They understand that they need certain people in certain areas. We need somebody to bid. We need a secretary. We need somebody to do billing. It is costing us, if you are charging $150 an hour, it's costing you $150 an hour to sit behind that computer, and you could hire somebody for probably $20 to $30 an hour to do a really good job while you're out making $150. This is not that hard. Hire somebody to do it, pay them, and then they can do other things like social media stuff. They can create a list for you. They can manage your work jobs. They could even maybe run around and they can go to the hardware store or they can go get parts for you while you're on a job. You have somebody that can do all of that stuff. Please help me. I just really want to understand why people don't understand this. They think, oh, I can go do this on my own. This is going to be easy. And it's not easy because you start working 60, 70 hours a week just to keep your head above water because you don't want to pay somebody or you don't want to train somebody, or you're going to say, well, it's hard to find somebody. Yeah, no kidding, it's hard to find somebody. Takes me 6 months to find a new assistant. That's good. 6 months. You hire slow. But you're better off to hire somebody, even if it takes 6 months, than just go, oh, well, we can't do that because that's too hard. No, it's not. No, it's not. Think about what would happen if Walmart didn't have employees. Even the ones they have are mediocre. But what happens if they don't have employees to watch you check out? There would be no Walmart. You think that the kids could manage all these stores around the country? No, we wouldn't have what we have today if other people ran their businesses like most blue-collar people run their businesses. Just saying, you don't have to be big to have the assistant run efficiently and provide good customer service. It is actually not that hard to succeed in the blue-collar world if you do a couple of things correctly. I have people that'll tell me, oh, I can't. It's so cutthroat out there. Is it really? If a contractor cleans up after himself, is it really cutthroat? Or are you going to get paid more because you actually took the time and care to do something above and beyond what everybody else is doing? I don't think so. My rant for the day, my friends. I don't care what you do. Hire somebody to help you manage. And you probably need to hire that person before you think you need to hire that person. Just don't text me back and be like, hey, or answer your phone. Oh, I'm on the roof. So if you need roofing done, just text me your phone number. I'm calling you. Write it down. Write it down. I'm not your secretary. All right. You guys know where to get a hold of me, maryjoatwithoutthebank.com. If you haven't read the book, Life Without the Bank, read it. It's written for blue-collar businesses, okay? Read that book. Schedule your appointment and let's figure out how you can get away from the banking system and stop using so much cash. All right. I look forward to visiting with you, and you have a fantastic rest of your day.